Welcome back to the channel, people. If you're an experienced plumber, you've got 10, 20, 30 years of experience and you're struggling to mentor the Gen Z plumbers, without losing your sanity, I'm going to try and tell you some tips and a different way to kind of look at the new gen of plumbers who are out there, who are actually going to replace the old generation of plumbers. So many times I see that experienced plumbers struggle with training the Gen Zs. The challenge, or the common challenge on some people's behalves, is that we might think as the older generation, oh, they don't want to work. Processes of learning have definitely changed, and I've realized that from me being a plumbing lecturer and teaching a lot of the younger generations of Gen Zs who are out there now today, and realizing the type of skill set what they needed, but also understanding the level of support which went with that as well. So we have to talk about something which most people face in this industry while trying to get through your apprenticeship or just learning in general. It's called the method sink or swim method, right? So oftenly we go to jobs and we throw people in on the deep end to see how they do, but that doesn't always work for everyone, because not everyone wants to think underneath pressure, and how younger people react to a certain level of pressure mentally when they have no idea. You know, when I first started plumbing, I didn't have any idea what I was doing. I had to watch my mentors and ask loads of questions, and they made it very clear to me that no question was stupid, because you don't know. But we breed a culture and an environment sometimes within construction and plumbing that you must just get your feet in and get stuck in there. It doesn't work for everybody. Surprise, surprise. And I want to explain something else as well. So poor mentorship, yeah, hurts both parties, right? It hurts the apprentice, and it also hurts the trade. When a lot of us are going about doing our jobs, we haven't always got time to teach others about it. It just needs to get done, because we're generally working off of time restrictions, right? But I've had the pleasure to have a few apprentices around me and to be able to teach them things what I know, and be very patient with them, because understanding Gen Zs, they are a generation of young people who prefer to have clean instructions. Clean instructions work. If you're working with an older plumber, he might say, oh yeah, we're going to do that and do that and do that. He's just expecting you to understand how he wants it done, because I've seen that myself while working with other experienced plumbers, is they expect you to do it the way they were doing it, but you never explained it. And I've had to have that conversation a few times with other plumbers who I'm working with, who I'm giving a hand to or helping. All right, but you didn't explain that, and what, I was just supposed to know what you're thinking? I mean, come on, man, communicate. So they want to understand the process, what is behind the task. That's something Gen Zs pride themselves on. Like, knowing why they're doing something helps them process it in their own brain, right? They respond well to like coaching and timed feedback, right? So if someone was doing a task, I would explain to them what we have to do. I've got a video most recently actually I put up. I was explaining what you have to do when you're putting on a belt to someone, and I gave them the belts to put onto a motor and a fan, and I just let them get along with it. I didn't show them anything more, because they could figure it out what it was to do. And once they started doing the right process in real time, I was saying, yeah, that's right, you got it going now. Right, make sure it's tight enough. Right, make sure it's not wrapped around itself in any place. And he got it perfectly. So they respect that going ahead and getting corrected at the time, right, as you're doing it. So what makes a great mentor, and what things do they need to do? They need to be direct within their approach, letting their apprentice know what we are doing today and how we're going to do it. Overseeing whatever task is going on, but not micromanaging. And you get that a lot from old school plumbers, people that want you to do things a specific way. You know, I used to work with someone who was very much micromanaging, because there was no margin for error basically with anything. You know, you don't want to be cutting too much pipe, you don't want to cut it too tight to the wall, because, you know, we'll have to do this bit again. So I did realize why at certain points, but the micromanaging always damaged the mentoring, what I kind of got from that specific person. I did always speak to them about it. So correcting mistakes and identifying them straight away, that's something that a good mentor has to do. So looking at the job, understanding where the problems are at, what you need to avoid, and making sure that you make your apprentice know about those things straight away. So the judo dojo philosophy, yeah? Beginners learn fundamentals before they learn technical things, right? So through every level, your apprentice is going to gain a different color belt, right? They start at a white belt, get themselves to a yellow belt, so on and so forth. I get you guys understand what I mean, right? Every level is unlocked and seen as progression, right? Applying the same steps to progress through your plumbing training. Set standards without losing your sanity, people. That's something I feel that a lot of tradespeople need to understand if they're trying to teach this next generation, is set standards. This is how you do something. This is how I would like something to be done. Presentation has to be on point. What we're doing is on show. The pipe work, let's say, but that's what I was talking about. So hold apprentices accountable for their actions and attitude and craftsmanship, right? So being proud of your work is something that I've always said is important for a plumber, right? Because there's times when your work is going to be on show, right? And I always asked apprentices when I was in the classroom, when you stand back and you look at your work, is this something that you would pay for? Is this something that you feel that a customer would feel happy with from your work? Oh no, it's a bit untidy there, so it's a bit... Okay, can we make it a little bit better? Because you need to be able to charge someone for this one day. So if I get you thinking like that from the beginning, you can carry that with you on every single job what you do, and hopefully improve your skills. But setting yourself standards, understanding that the fundamentals has to be taught before you start getting technical on anything. Unless you know why something does something, you just can't get into any technical questions about it, because you're not even sure how it operates, are you? But the older generation of plumbers need to be patient, need to be consistently turning up and offering their expertise to improve the skill set what the apprentices are coming through with. Why everybody benefits from this: better training for apprentices, right? They're getting a full round training round the clock. So when I was with my apprentice, when I was with my plumber, when I used to be an apprentice, I used to ask him a lot of questions about jobs what he was doing, about, well, why did you cut the pipe then, or what made you say to yourself that we needed to do this? How did you work that out? And he would always take his time and answer me, and he was generally on the way home, so he kind of like didn't mind answering certain questions because he was sitting in traffic, right? And he saw it as me taking interest in what we're doing today, and not just me possibly just being on my phone. But what it done, it improved my knowledge for plumbing, and it also allowed me to be able to explain things and why we done something. So we want to increase people's retention time when it comes to being able to be interested in the job. And if you don't know anything about the job, it's hard for you to have much interest in what you're doing. You got to think about it like that. So we want to strengthen passing on that baton to the next generation, people. So I always want to ask people what their experience has been like having an apprentice, and if they are Gen Z, and if you looked at different methods on trying to teach the things what you know today as a plumber of 10, 20, 30 years, and how you could pass that on. I definitely feel like being more patient towards the next generation, because, you know, I wasn't born into plumbing. I've got a good understanding about plumbing today. I don't know everything, but I still have this like thirst for knowledge within plumbing, just to understand things for myself and to be able to help others as well. And that's what my channel is mainly about, people. I like to have conversations which allow us to think and give honest feedback, basically, you know. And I want to ask people, what is the best lesson a mentor's ever taught you? And if you're an apprentice, what is one thing what's helped you learn very fast? Because these types of questions help others, because there are going to be some people who are not going to be jumping in the comment section. I'd appreciate if you did. I don't mind messaging you all back, but make sure you subscribe and like this video as well. I'm always interested in trying to help our next generation of plumbers, because our industry is always struggling to get people, and sometimes we have a different outlook on or experience of an apprentice, and that shouldn't just tarnish it for everyone, you know. You have a lot of young people that want to get on and learn, But we've got our older generation who have definitely got to step up to the plate and consider different ways on how to mentor and build the Gen Z plumbers up without losing their sanity, flipping out, saying something crazy, or just giving someone a bad experience when you might just be having a bad day, or you might just be stressed out. Like I said, this job can be very stressful because of the time, what you might not have, and so it doesn't allow the apprentice all the time to get the best experience. But I get so many people ask me about plumbing and ask me questions on it. I devoted a lot of my content to be able to help with those questions, and obviously build a community where people can come and ask questions as well. I also want to add in, if you are an apprentice beginning your journey and you want a little bit of help, I do a free PDF which you can get from my Instagram or TikTok. The link to both of those pages are in the description box, and if you message me fault, I will give you my free plumbing Bible, which is a PDF which you can open on your phone. It will tell you 50 of the most common plumbing jobs which you will come across, like how to fix a leaking tap, how to fix a sink which is dripping, all of these methods, and the amount of tools which you will need to do that as well, and materials. So go ahead, give me a follow on Instagram or message me on TikTok, and I'll be able to send you this PDF which you can download straight to your phone. I wish everybody well on their journey, and understanding that we all have to work together to build a better trade and to make things more inviting for our next generation. Remember, passing on your skills is a great thing to do, people. Build this industry so they can now keep it going. If you're Gen Z and you're just getting started, this is the place where you need to be subscribing, liking, dropping a little comment. And if you want that PDF, definitely send me a message on my Instagram. I'm Mr. London Plumber. Make sure you like, make sure you share it as well, and subscribe. I'll see you on the next upload.
Yeah.